Hello, this is Kevin Keene, and welcome to XYZ on Roar US. This is an interactive podcast that attempts to address some very real issues facing American men today. Regardless of culture, color, other differences, young men in the USA have unprecedented challenges. Did you know that nearly 60% of young men indicate that financial pressures affect their mental health and their overall well-being, notably related to student debt and job insecurity? The purpose of this podcast is to reshape this conversation around young men using old guys like myself and their challenges, and sometimes using humor to give directional ideas and support for listeners out there who may be experiencing the same thing. Our goal is to find common ground between the older and the younger while helping listeners one day at a time. Today's guest is Matt. What's up, Matt? Thanks
Kevin.
for coming on,
Thank
man.
you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So we've got a couple of topics today. One is, how do you deal with financial pressures? And also, what can young people do to help support each other, and parents and other people in the community help you guys with financial pressure? So tell me, how old are you?
22.
22.
I just turned June 21st, a little over a month ago.
Oh man, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're getting old. Do I need to speak up?
No, I'm starting to feel old though. That 20 definitely hurt, and every year after 25 is going to hurt for sure.
So you really feel old at 22?
I do, unfortunately.
So tell me why. What makes you feel old?
Oh man, I don't know. I've been training in the gym for a few years, and my joints are starting to hurt now, and everything's starting to ache a lot more, and I feel like my back hurts more. I probably shouldn't at 22, but...
Well, wait till you're 58 and not so great. That's my saying.
I don't think it'll get much better.
But I get hurt getting out of bed. I'm like, oh, that's a muscle I didn't know I had, it's pretty funny. So, I know you're juggling a lot.
Yep.
And, if I remember correctly, you're working and you're studying to be a pilot.
Yep.
Correct? So tell us about that. How's that going?
So I got my private license out of, Lantana Airport, and then I went to go do my instrumental, working full-time and doing an instrumental license becomes very tedious. It was probably 60, 70 hours a week in total between the two of them, plus trying to have some social life and a gym. Yeah. And I had a girlfriend at the time. So that stack is a little, too much. So I ended up pulling back, and then I'm moving to Chicago actually next year to finish out my piloting program up there.
Wow.
There's a school up there that has a straight shot program into a company called Atlas.
Wow.
It's an F1 cargo program. Really great pay. And, with my instructor, he graduated about 2 years ago, got all his licensing set, and he's still been struggling to get hired. So I don't really want to go through the program he went through, because I don't want to be stuck in the cycle of having, hundreds of $1,000s worth of debt and no job to pay it off with.
Yeah.
So at least through this program, I can get a guaranteed job right after coming out.
Wow. Well, there's a lot in there. So you said you had to juggle things and cut things back. I guess you kept the girlfriend.
No girlfriend. No girlfriend.
Well, it sounds like you have good priorities.
Yeah.
So, I got to ask you, do you make your bed in the morning?
I do.
All right.
My schedule looks a little bit like waking up, making my bed. Monday through Friday right now, I'm actually waking up at 6 a.m. to day trade the market with my buddy.
Cool.
So we day trade until about 9:30 pre-market. And then I'll go to the gym usually after that. Maybe come back, go hang out in the pool, catch a tan or something.
Yeah.
Read a book. And then I usually go to work from 4 p.m. on. So I work the night shift.
One of the things that you said that was pretty cool was that you sought out potential education with some financial assistance that they could offer, so that you're not so heavy in debt when you get out. And then the other thing that you said that resonated with me is that, you're seeing some people go to school and they're studying hard and they're working, doing what everyone tells them to, then they can't get a job.
Exactly.
And that kind of sucks.
I try to have my plans, have a lot of backup plans. Like when I'm going up to Chicago, I'm saving up to buy a house up there, so I don't have to pay rent the whole time up there. And hopefully I can rent out the other part of the house, maybe get a duplex, find a way to still get some residual income while I'm up there and still doing through the school. And then I'm starting a dog food business within the next month or two here. Hopefully have some residual income. It's like a fancy dog food. My dad's been making that for a few years, like homemade with like meat from the store, and he grows his own vegetables. And so I'm trying to start that, just trying to build residual income in, other areas, I guess. I do a lot of like ETF and crypto investing and stuff. So hopefully that all does well.
Wow. You are someone that is willing to undertake whatever it takes to get into a good financial position?
I fell in love with money within the last year. I won't lie. There's definitely a little bit of greed within there, and I'm trying to find God to pull that back a little.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. With religion,
we could talk about religion.
Yeah.
God is good.
God has been great.
Do you have faith in your life?
I do. I wouldn't say I'm specifically within a religion, but I found a higher power within the last few months, and I've let him guide me and trust me and let him make the choices for me. And even within good and bad, I've let him, show me where I need to learn and where I need to get better. And, he's been very blessing to me.
Wow.
I'm very appreciative of what he's done in my life. So I hope that I'm able to push forward with God and, do everything with God in the future, and I think he's going to show me the right woman, the right path, the right future, hopefully.
Man, I wish I knew what you knew when I was 22. That sounds like a rhyme. But the reason I say that is because, when people talk about God or faith, sometimes I feel like they realize there's a problem bigger than themselves that they can't always solve right away. And it's important to have some kind of faith to know that everything's going to be okay, that everything's going to work out. Probably not in any way that you thought, but that's okay if you have faith in God or a higher power or something. And, as a Gen Xer, I wish more people had that approach. In my stage in life, I definitely do. As a father, I do. I have faith that even though I don't understand what the hell my children are doing sometimes, I have faith it's all going to work out.
I feel old sometimes, man.
Do you?
In the new stuff? Yeah, I really don't.
So do you feel like the younger generation's totally different? Only reason I ask is because they're saying that technology is changing generations so often that the difference between generations is only 8 years.
It's completely different.
So yeah, like someone 14, 15 is in a different generation than you.
I could tell you there was a period where, like a meme would come up or like a funny joke and I would understand it. But now I look at it and I'm just like, what am I looking at?
It's so funny you say that because somebody was showing me a meme. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And it really wasn't. It was like, they're using smiley faces with colors and like, oh, that's kind of nice and supportive. Like, no, it's not. We're ripping this person apart. I'm like, I don't speak your language. I don't speak meme.
I don't know it anymore. I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like with the whole Fortnite thing and whatever happened there, it's every 5 years they come up with some stupid saying and you have to be under 8 years old to understand or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I usually have this question for people who are struggling with finding their career and everything. It's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, man.
27. Now you're really old.
Man. Honestly, I love investing. I've set up my dad set me up with like a Robinhood account when I was like 16 years old. And I just fell in love with buying and selling stocks or ETFs or just long term or even the day trading to the short term. I love everything about like buying real estate, like being an entrepreneur, I guess is the best way to put it. So my goal is to give myself a full year before I go out to Chicago for the piloting school to chase those dreams and have that passion. And, in the back of my mind, I still know I have that backup plan and that career if I want to go towards that. But I really do want to be an investor, man. I love the finance side. I love looking at money. I love just, I don't know, buying and selling and I don't know, something about it, man. It's just like feeling in control of your own life feels really good. Yeah. I like being able to make my own hours and I want to be able to do that in the future. That's definitely the goal.
That's cool. You ever see Wall Street?
Yeah, of course.
Gordon Gekko?
Those guys.
Greed is good.
So corrupt over there, man. I don't know anymore.
Well, the 80s were a little different in Wall Street, but the point about it is that you do have financial goals and you're working hard towards them. Yeah. And what's really impressive with you, I usually get a chance to pick on you because you're not organized or have a vision, but with you understand that the path is going to have curves, twists, and setbacks, and having faith to fall back on is a great tool to cope.
Thank you. This is kind of a weird mindset, but my buddy, he said it almost as like a mini hippie mindset where you just kind of have to understand that there's going to be good with the bad and bad with the good. And, when you're sad, there's going to come a happy moment that makes up for that. And when you're happy, there's going to be a sad moment. So you can't really take every moment as the worst or the best. You just kind of got to flow, and move on. That's
so funny. It reminds me, there was like one of the smartest men on earth were being interviewed on TV. And they said to him, hey, do you have good days and bad days? He goes, no. And they go, what do you mean you don't have good days and bad days? He goes, I think I'm going to have an equal of pleasant days and an equal amount of unpleasant days. So I never think of them as good and bad. It's just a passing phase I'm going through.
Exactly.
You know? And I live for today, whether it's good or bad. And that sounds pretty good too.
It's a weird perspective, but when I'm really sad, I think about the fact that with all that sadness, I'm probably going to have a really amazing moment later in life. So
that's really,
you got to look to the good side of it. Plus you just have good friends and good people around you. And that also helps,
Well, what I hear you saying, you sound like an old soul. This is someone, I feel like I'm talking to a Gen Xer here, because you're saying you want to get money to make more money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't spend a single dollar I make. Every dollar is being invested.
Ask you. So usually I ask a young man, what's his favorite car? And like, do you like jewelry?
I did
what's your dream
spoil out on a nice car recently. It's not super nice, but it was a little over 40. It was an Elantra N. It's a sports car. It makes little pops and loud noises. It's fun to drive, I won't lie.
So if you had a dream car, what would it be?
Probably, this is a really basic answer, but a GT3 RRS.
Nice.
That's the big one right now. Everyone
That's highly rated, man.
Really good, man. They just sound so nice, and it's hard to beat driving a Porsche, man. I really want to get behind one, just feel what they feel like.
Heck yeah. We race them out in Vegas. You can go to Vegas and race them. And
I'll do
take
that
them
for
out.
sure.
You should definitely do it.
Do that.
I think it's like $200.
That's awesome.
Oh,
200?
go. They let you go.
Really?
I mean, oh yes, as fast as you can go.
Is it on a track?
Yeah, it's on a track.
Man.
Last time I raced the McLaren, but I should have taken the Porsche. That's what I said.
I heard they take corners better.
They do. They handle better. And I was pushing the gas pedal to the floor, and I didn't find the acceleration the same as Porsches.
That's why I like the Hyundai. It's not like a Dodge or a Charger. It's got good handling to it, so I can rip some corners.
That's cool. Wow. So, I mean, I have
speed
to
limit,
say,
of course.
Oh, of course, the speed limit. We're only talking about the track here, folks. You got to be careful. They're watching us. There's a drone over us right now. I'm sure.
The pigeons.
Exactly.
You never know.
Well, it's been a great chat, Matt, and I think that we've learned a lot about you.
Thank you.
I'd like to just delve a little bit into your friends.
Yeah.
Do you find your friends are as motivated, organized, and as, how can I say it, have a more of a spiritual perspective?
I hate to say that within changing, you have to cut off bad people in your life, but that was definitely something I did multiple times where as I moved forward and as my perspective changed, I realized that certain people didn't benefit me and just pulled me back or tried to figment my mindset to a worse version in terms of like whether that's drinking, gambling, or just doing some stuff with my money, losing it. There was definitely people that I cut off. I could tell you the only friend I have, funnily enough, when he was talking about, being online, it's my longest buddy. He lives in Texas, never met him. I've known him since I was like 9 years old. I met him playing video games and known each other for about like 13 years now.
No kidding.
Seriously.
So, just to repeat back to you, you've met someone, in gaming.
Yeah.
That you have a connection with for a long time.
My best friend in the whole world. We plan on moving in together when we get older. I've been talking to this dude every day for 13 years now.
Wow. So you found someone with similar goals.
Yep.
Basically, he's got to have same.
Yeah. He's connected with God. He owns his own business. He wants to, we're racing to $1 million.
Oh, that's cool.
That's where we're at.
So that's your goal right
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that goal. Cause it's not
like,
I gotta be $100 million, making attainable goals that you, can get to faster than 20 years, I think is pretty important.
I'm a cheap guy, man. I just want to go to the beach and fish and maybe have a nice boat. I don't need hundreds of millions. I just need enough to have financial freedom and be able to have a nice boat or a nice house on the beach and walk out and sit in the sand. And, that's a lot to ask, but that's my goal. I'm not looking for anything super big. I just want enough to enjoy my life. I find my life is so happy when I'm just at the beach and I'm fishing and I'm just being able to take in the environment and really enjoy nature. I'm not a big phone guy, man. I like to throw my phone to the side now. And
that's good.
And I really connect with, I've just been staring at the stars. It's weird, but I've just been feeling really connected with myself through nature. And it's definitely a beautiful thing that I think people lack in this generation,
Yeah. Do you think that the phone, for me, I feel like the phone is the ultimate distraction.
Social media is the worst thing for this generation ever, especially when you talk about money earlier with financial struggles. The reason most men are so worried about their money is because you see all these guys online who are doing it up and doing it up and doing it up. And, every guy wants a pretty girl. I mean, that's not hard to talk about, but it's like when these guys online who have hundreds of pretty girls banging down their door and on video with them. And it's like, man, if I just had some money, you know, I could do that. And it's like, that's the pressure that gets applied to every young man where they think they have to be 20 years old and a millionaire. So they go out and dump all their money into some random crypto and lose it all, or, you know, go gamble it all, trying to double it and triple it. And it's like, the perception of where you're supposed to be at a certain stage in life is so screwed right now.
Wow. I never thought about it that way, because as a Gen Xer, we were really given no promises.
Yeah.
We didn't have many choices. You did whatever you could do to make money, and you knew it was going to be a long, hard road, because our parents, I mean, my father was in Korea. He was a depression child. They would say, save your money, work, work, work. And I never thought about it that way. But with technology today, throwing that message at you, this is what you need to be successful. This is what you need to get the girls. This is what you need to be happy. That seems like a lot of pressure to me, and unrealistic.
And it's all too easy too. I mean, you see people like with these cryptos where they make 100x their money in 5 days. Some people turn $10 into millions with some of these cryptos, right? So these people, they see this, oh my God, this one guy did it. It's like the guy who won while gambling, you know?
Yeah.
And they throw their money and it's so easy where you can max out credit cards on like Coinbase. You can throw a credit card on there. You can throw every dollar you own. I know my limit's like $15,000. I could put it one day.
Yeah.
Like it does not hold you back from putting your whole bank account. And, it allows people to honestly throw every dollar they own in something like, fart coin or some random thing that they just lose all their money the next day. And that's where a lot of this perception is so bad. It's where people want to chase this big dream, and then they find a cheat code or a shortcut that they think they found, and then they lose all their money. And it's kind of like a spiral that they go into. I think that's where like homeless rates are going up.
Yeah.
You see a lot of those issues because people can't control their money. Like, I don't know if you know what Klarna is, but it's like basically you can pay for something through 4 interest-free payments. Anything. You can do DoorDash.
Klarna.
Yeah.
Klarna, yeah.
You can do a $5 payment for 4 payments.
It's funny you mention them, because I only buy things if I have the money,
Yeah.
but I always get that Klarna option. Break it into 4 payments, or make the full payment now, because I'm on Shop, because I'm lazy and I don't like to go to stores. And I'm like, Shop.
I use Shop too.
And it's kind of, one of the things that you may have realized already is the one thing we cannot buy, the one thing we cannot get back is time.
Oh, 100%.
So anything that can save me time actually has a value to it, but you've really raised some serious issues, because now overlay AI.
Oh, yeah.
And now, not only do you have humans trying to bilk the money out of you, you have supercomputers somewhere that's proving the existence of multiverse, preying on people, which is kind of a crazy concept. It's a threat. It's a threat to young men and women, really.
There's a ton of deepfakes out there of, like talking about something like OnlyFans, or to an extent where you go really intense, where you're like capitalizing on men's lust. And there's a ton of those that are just completely fake women, that the AI is so strong that they can develop. And there's Instagram accounts, hundreds of them, that are fake women, fake TikTok, fake women. These people make so much money. They just convince old people that whether the nude image they're sending or the beach photo they're sending is a real video or a real picture.
Yeah.
And these old guys or these young guys or wherever they're in their life, they're willing to just send hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get what they think is eventually going to be this hot girl to come to their house, but it's never going to happen.
Surprise. Here comes some 40-year-old dude.
Yeah, isn't that?
Hey, have you heard of this group? It came up in a dinner meeting I was at a couple of weeks ago, called 764.
No, I
never heard of them before. Evidently, it was started by like a 15 and 17-year-old. And what they do is everything you just said, but they're preying after successful people like you and other young men, and they're exploiting them. They're calling it sexploitation. We're like, I'm a hot chick. Here's pictures of me. Yeah. Now send pictures of you. And one of the things that's been very, very distressing to federal authorities is because they're involved. They're arresting some of these people, is that they're getting these young men to do vicious acts, pay money, hurt themselves, sometimes suicide, just to prevent themselves from being discovered. But the one thing I would say as a father and as a Gen Xer is that if you know of anyone that gets in that situation, it's okay. We all get fooled. No one's perfect. Trust me.
Oh no, I won't say any names, but I had a buddy who went through something very similar to that, and basically he met this girl. He thought she probably was real. I don't know. It made it sound like, but
Probably was is not encouraged.
I don't know. But I guess they shared nude images of each other. And then
boy.
the lady or whoever he was talking to basically threatened to post his image all over social media and tag everyone he knew and email it to his parents and his job and his school. And he had to pay out like hundreds of dollars to
So
with that.
I laughed because we
Ridiculous.
didn't have these technologies, but Gen X has such a thick skin. We would have been like, give me a couple copies. I want to share with my friends. We would not have been easy to blackmail at all. You know, like it just wouldn't have worked that way.
Too many
people would have
in
been
Florida.
proud of it. Yeah. It's like, that's okay. You know, my dad will be proud of me. You know, so
It's just with Twitter now, man. You do anything like that, you're going to get canceled everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like with Twitter, they can kick you out of university, ruin your job, you know.
That's
so it's like
interesting.
with your nudity photo, it's just your life is ruined.
well, then let me ask you something a little bit related. As a man, young man who's trying to get ahead, earn a good living, make money, are you ever worried about being monitored and being very careful about what you say online? Because you could be canceled. You could be censored. You could be pigeonholed into being a crazy liberal, a white supremacist.
I probably should be. I definitely think that everything I do say is monitored. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever, it's really interesting. If you put on, like a VR headset and you look at your phone, you can see the infrared flashing your face.
Yeah.
Cause it scans your face for the Face ID. It scans it like every like half a second. It's like, so they're constantly probably taking like a picture of you or some extent of that. I think I probably should, but there's so many people out there that until I'm rich, you know, maybe I won't worry about it.
They have someone, and then by then you're so rich. Who cares? I was 22. What did I know?
Exactly.
Who cares?
I'll be looking at the pigeons with smiling, laughing, you know.
You know, it's funny you say that because, when the first violent movies came out on television, like Jaws, in 1977, Jaws came out, I was shocked. Like, we didn't see violence like that on a movie set. And as time went by, people are getting more desensitized to violence. Like, you guys don't care at all. You'll disembowel like 42 people in 2 minutes on a video game. I think the future is desensitization to the rage porn, adrenaline porn, all the stuff that's happening online. I actually think it's the younger generation's going to have a bigger problem.
It's really bad. I mean, I don't know how bad it is now, but when I was growing up, a really popular website was called LiveLeak, and it's just really, there was a trend where people would post these extremely graphic videos that would get exposed, and like beheadings, like people's getting their fingers chopped off, like really just stuff that I was probably like 12 years old when I was watching some of that, you know, and it was just very disgusting to think that at that age, I had access to that so easily, and it was being posted to my age, you know. There was 15, 16-year-olds posting it out to, like, local Discord servers, or back then, you know, I don't know what it was, Reddit or whatever I was finding it on back then, you know, YouTube. People were making videos talking about it and, like, linking it in the bottom. It was just a really odd experience that you could have access to that type of content at such a young age, you know.
Well, we had a movie called Faces of Death. It was kind of similar. It was made in the 70s and some of it was staged. And we used to have to go to the store and get videotapes. I know you never heard of these things like Blockbuster and stuff.
Okay.
But you could rent out banned in 42 countries, Faces of Death. And so I think young men, more than probably young women, to make a sexist remark, are a little bit more intrigued by violence and terrible things that happen. You know, where it's sort of like, what's next, you know?
I don't see too many women playing COD every day, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't know. Most of my buddies who play video games are not women, for sure. Especially the shooter video games, probably not. I don't really know many.
Well, you know, it's been great having you on.
Yeah,
And
thank
I
you.
usually like to summarize what we're doing, and what we did learn is that we do have some similarities.
We do.
Yeah, like I'm again surprised. Like, well, in one way we were very different. We had no choices. I think you have too many choices. But the way you've coped with it is you're organized and you have goals. We had very few goals because we weren't allowed those privileges of dreaming. And you have made your dreams attainable by saying first to 1 million, not 100 million. And I really, really like, we were forced to go to church. I would get a spanking if I didn't go to church. And, your generation has found a way of coping with all this with faith and understanding that God or higher power is there and will help me in these difficult times. Yeah. So that's where I find that we've really have some common ground, which is kind of cool.
God connects us all, man.
God connects us all. I love it. I love it. Well, I think, in closing, I'd like to summarize what we learned. God connects us all, and, we focus on different issues, but we have the same problems. We're just in different contexts. And while Generation X focused on just trying to live for the day or find the best job, Generation Z has an opportunity to put some goals in place and to make some good decisions. And I think that, I'd like to, thank you for being on and to say that, we'd like to have you back to hear more about your adventure. I think, you are somebody that I think people out there can understand and relate to and also learn from, because there are a lot of people out there right now that are really lost and they have no achievable goals. And we need to help them make that connection. And if they start by making their bed, if they start with having attainable goals, and they start with having a little faith that things will work out, I think that's a good starting point, don't you?
Yeah. Get off your phone.
Get off your phone. That's a great
Too much doom scrolling in this generation.
Doom scrolling.
That's what it's called, man.
That's pretty funny. So is it just that 30 seconds? So is doom scrolling like they're looking for doom?
No. It's like TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like when you swipe through and you see the content. Have you seen people doing this?
Oh, that's me. My finger's tired.
Exactly. It's just, in this generation, everyone does it for 5-6 hours a day. Just sits there and mindless swipes. And it's just it's a dopamine flash. And it just makes it hard for you to be happy when you're constantly making yourself flash with dopamine through this, technology screen. But that's a whole other conversation.
Doom scrolling out there, folks. No doom scrolling. Hey, one thing you could try, and I know it is overwhelming and addictive, is if you are having a problem with that, maybe just try not to be on for 30 minutes. Yeah. Start small.
Set a limit on your phone.
Yep.
Yeah. Set a baby limit, like you're a child.
Yep. And I'd just like to remind everybody that they can send in ideas, and if we can roll the conclusion, guys. Thanks. Keep going. Thanks, guys. If you have any suggested topics or would like to participate, please reach out to us and we'll get back to you when we can. Please contact us at programming@roarnetwork.us. And if you know of anyone that may be in crisis or may need to talk, please dial 988. And remember how small the win, like this 30-minute break from doom scrolling. It'll empower you. And even the small wins like that can add up to huge successes in the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.